Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this video. I am not asking for your attention today. I am warning you. This is not a coincidence, and the algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. God intercepted your feed today because you are standing at the exact threshold of a permanent timeline shift. What I am about to reveal was sealed in the throne room of heaven until this very second. The enemy is working overtime to distract you right now. He is desperately hoping you will swipe away. He knows that if you hear this message, his hold over your life breaks completely. If you leave before the end, you will forfeit the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees the breakthrough you have been crying out for. Lock your attention right now. The verdict on your next decade is about to be read. There is a woman who desperately needs your help at this exact moment. God is asking you to stand up and answer this specific call. But before I reveal who she is, we need to talk about your body. Listen to me very carefully. You are not crazy, and it is not just stress. That heavy, suffocating feeling sitting in your chest at 3 in the morning is completely real. The nights you wake up with your jaw tight and your heart racing for no logical reason. You sit there in the dark and wonder why you feel so incredibly drained. You think there is something medically wrong with you. You think you are just losing your edge. That is exactly what the Matrix wants you to believe. That physical weight you feel is your highly advanced spirit detecting the absolute panic of the spiritual realm. You are absorbing the frantic, starving energy of the people who have been secretly feeding on your light. You are a stabilizer. You are an empath. You have spent your entire life operating as a human battery for everyone around you. When they are falling apart, they come to you. When they need comfort, they drain your reserves. And what happens when you need them? They vanish. They leave you completely empty and gasping for air. You have given your pure energy to people who treated you as an option, and now your physical vessel is paying the ultimate price. The brain fog you cannot seem to shake is not normal fatigue. It is a spiritual attack designed to keep you blind to your own massive power. The enemy knows that if your mind stays sharp, you will finally realize who you truly are. You have been fighting battles in absolute silence. You thought nobody noticed your tears. You thought nobody saw how you held your integrity when they lied on your name. You sat in your room and wondered if heaven had forgotten your address. You felt like the ultimate black sheep, isolated and misunderstood by the very family you were sent to save. But you were never abandoned. Your isolation was not a punishment, it was a divine incubation season. God had to pull you away from the crowd to protect your frequency. If you had stayed connected to those toxic environments, they would have completely destroyed your mandate. You are the cycle breaker. You are the one sent to shatter the generational curses that have plagued your bloodline for decades. That kind of spiritual warfare takes a massive toll on your physical body. That is why you feel so heavy. That is why your shoulders carry the weight of 1,000 unspoken burdens. Do not let them convince you that your exhaustion is a weakness. It is the undeniable proof of your spiritual rank. But this specific season of depletion is coming to an abrupt end. The woman who needs your help right now is tied directly to this exhaustion. Heaven is asking you to intervene, not by giving more of your energy away, but by finally claiming your own authority. You must stop bleeding out for people who only love you for what you provide. Right now, the atmosphere around you is shifting. You can feel it in your cellular memory. Your left brain might try to inject doubt. It will tell you, this is just another video on the internet. Silence it immediately. That hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed to keep you trapped in the cycle of endless giving and zero receiving. You must override that logic with your pure spiritual intuition. You are an irreplaceable diamond, and it is time you start acting like one. Let us go deeper into this physical sensation, the knot in your stomach when certain names pop up on your phone, The sudden wave of exhaustion that hits you when you walk into specific rooms. You have been told to just ignore it. You have been told to just push through and be the bigger person. Heaven is commanding you to stop being the bigger person to demons who want to destroy you. Your pure light is a mirror that exposes their dark, rotting core. They do not hate you because you did something wrong. They hate you because your very presence reminds them of the authentic power they will never possess. You are a demonstrated warrior of light. Every time you walk into a room, your frequency demands respect, even if you never open your mouth. And because they cannot control you, they try to drain you. They try to make you doubt your own sanity. They try to convince you that you are the problem. You are not the problem. You are the only cure they had, and they abused it. Now heaven is stepping in to sever those cords permanently. The exhaustion you feel today is the final detox of their toxic residue leaving your spirit. The algorithm did not intercept you today just to validate your pain. It intercepted you to give you a specific set of instructions. Instructions that will completely reverse this spiritual drain. If your spirit is vibrating right now, do not move. If you feel this raw truth resonating in your chest, you must anchor it. You cannot just listen to a divine mandate and walk away unaltered. You must perform a physical act to confirm your alignment with this new timeline. God does not measure your faith by your thoughts alone. He measures it by your immediate obedience. If your spirit recognizes this divine call, gently press the like button to seal your energetic alignment with heaven right now. This is not about supporting a channel. This is about putting a spiritual shield around your frequency. It is a declaration that you are ready to stop being the victim of energy vampires. Press it now and prepare your heart, because the truth about who really needs your help is about to change everything. Let us look directly at the reality of your current season. You have always been the one people call when their world falls apart. You drop your entire life to save their sinking ships. And when the massive storm finally hits your own house, you look around and find yourself completely abandoned by the ones you saved. The silence in your darkest moments was absolutely deafening. The very people you carried for years suddenly had no time for you. They made endless excuses to avoid helping you. They treated your severe exhaustion as an inconvenience to their comfortable lives. And that vicious betrayal cut deeper than any enemy ever could, lodging itself right into the core of your physical body. That is exactly why your body feels so incredibly heavy right now. You are carrying the unresolved debt of people who took your light. You act as the powerful stabilizer for environments that are completely chaotic. You walk into a room and instantly absorb the toxic residue of those around you, because your pure frequency heals them just by existing. But this divine gift has become a massive weight upon your chest. You thought you were just supposed to love them out of their darkness. You truly believed that if you poured out a little more of your soul, they would wake up and see your immense value. Heaven wants you to hear this specific raw truth. Your pure empathy became a rich feeding ground for spiritual parasites. They never actually wanted to heal their own deep wounds. They only wanted to consume the frequency that makes you so powerful. When you look in the mirror today, you see the heavy physical toll of this massive spiritual drain on your face. The beautiful eyes staring back at you look incredibly tired. Your generous and kind spirit feels completely bruised today. You sit in your room and wonder why being good feels exactly like a cruel punishment. This brings us back to the woman who desperately needs your help. You have spent your entire life rescuing broken people who refuse to rescue themselves. You have been waiting in wound for an empty apology that will never come. You keep hoping that a cold master manipulator will suddenly develop a warm conscience and realize how badly they hurt you. That lingering hope is a very dangerous matrix illusion. You must cut the energetic cord right here and right now. The tight pain in your jaw is your physical vessel practically begging you to stop holding back your ultimate truth. You swallow your words to keep the peace in rooms where you are entirely disrespected. You constantly dim your bright light so that highly insecure people do not feel threatened by your powerful presence. That toxic pattern of false humility permanently ends today. They left you completely alone in your darkest hour because they could not handle your massive frequency shift. When you stopped being their endless supply of energy, they immediately panicked. They loudly called you selfish to protect their own fragile egos. They whispered nasty lies to anyone who would listen. They tried to build a completely false narrative to destroy your pristine reputation, but heaven was watching every single move they made. Your silence during their pathetic smear campaign was not a sign of weakness. Your powerful silence was a lethal weapon that successfully starved their noisy demons of the exact emotional fuel they desperately craved from you. They fully expected you to fight back and lower yourself to their miserable level. Instead, you simply walked away and let them drown in the chaotic noise of their own making. You wisely chose to maintain your royal dignity. Listen to me very closely right now, because most people completely miss this critical shift. The brutal abandonment you experienced was actually a divine interception. God forcefully removed those leeches from your life because he knew exactly where you were going, and you simply cannot carry dead spiritual weight into the glorious promised land that is currently waiting for your arrival. Their departure was the exact blessing you needed to survive. You are a very crucial part of the divine remnant. You possess a deep cellular knowing that operates far beyond normal human logic. When they walked away, they foolishly thought they were punishing you. They had absolutely no idea they were simply clearing the stage for your ultimate vindication to unfold in plain sight. You are the irreplaceable diamond they threw away just to play with cheap rocks in the mud. Now you are standing at the edge of a massive spiritual awakening. The intense physical symptoms you feel are simply the growing pains of your expanded authority. The heavy tension in your neck is the stubborn resistance of old matrix programming permanently leaving your physical body. You are finally shedding the false identity of a victim. You are stepping into the glorious shoes of a sovereign creator who bends reality. The woman who desperately needs your help is waiting for you to realize this undeniable truth. She needs you to stop looking backwards at the toxic people who consistently failed you. She needs you to reclaim the precious energy you left scattered in dead-end environments. Heaven officially commands you to call your pure power back to your physical body right this very second, before it is too late. You simply cannot afford to wait another day. Every single tear you shed in private has been counted and weighed as a spiritual seed. Those invisible tears are about to produce a massive harvest that will completely shock those who counted you out. You did not survive the raging fire just to live a mediocre life. You survived because your specific high frequency is absolutely required for the upcoming shift in global consciousness. This brings us to the real reason you are so incredibly exhausted today. Let us completely reframe your entire reality right here and right now. The extreme exhaustion you feel is not a biological failure. It is not a sign that you are simply getting older or losing your touch. The Matrix engineered this exact fatigue to keep your ultimate power permanently dormant. They want you too tired to realize what was stolen from you. They want you stuck in endless survival mode, so you never question the invisible chains holding you down. Listen closely to this next revelation. The people who profit from your endless empathy do not want you to wake up. They deliberately set up a massive system that feeds on your pure energy while keeping you distracted by petty dramas. You have been fighting an invisible war against a frequency designed to keep you broke and broken. And the most terrifying part is that you consented without ever knowing the real rules of the game. But here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. The reason the universe responds to certain people and not others is not about faith. It is not about blind discipline. It is not even about karma. It is a very specific frequency. Scientists actually have a name for this specific energetic state. They call it the gamma brainwave, and it is the exact frequency your brain was running when you were a child. Think back to when you were young, back when brilliant ideas came to you easily, when learning felt completely effortless. You somehow knew things before they even happened. The world felt like it was entirely on your side. That was your gamma frequency radiating outward and bending reality to your will. It was your divine birthright. Then adulthood arrived, and the dark matrix went to work on your spirit. The chronic stress, the glowing screens, the relentless daily rhythm of basic survival. The rigid school systems trained you to blindly conform instead of powerfully create. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little further by the people in charge. It was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface, until the brilliant version of you went completely silent. You simply forgot how incredibly powerful you actually are. When that high frequency fades, your natural genius fades right along with it. Your razor-sharp intuition suddenly dulls. The magical synchronicities simply stop happening. The deep cellular knowing that the universe is working with you goes entirely quiet. This is exactly why you feel so stuck today. This is why no amount of positive thinking or standard manifestation has worked for you recently. You have tried endless meditation. You have tried journaling. You have tried to force your reality to shift through sheer willpower, but your finances refuse to grow despite your incredibly hard work. You watch ordinary people succeed effortlessly while you struggle to keep your head above water. You know deep down that you carry a much higher potential than you are currently expressing to the world. That painful gap between you and the elite is not a character flaw. It is a suppressed frequency. The dark elite understand this biological secret perfectly. They know that a chosen one operating in a pure gamma state is utterly unstoppable. A high-frequency mind cannot be manipulated by fear. A high-frequency spirit cannot be controlled by heavy debt or toxic relationships. They are absolutely terrified of you. So, they created a society designed to keep you permanently locked in a low-frequency state of stress. They want you worrying about bills. They want you agonizing over master manipulators who never deserved your pure light in the first place. Every ounce of your energy spent on their drama is an ounce stolen from your divine mandate. They successfully turned your beautiful empathy into a massive prison, but the spiritual cost of this suppression is finally catching up to them. The matrix is malfunctioning right in front of our eyes. You can feel the intense shift in the atmosphere right now. Your body is physically rejecting the low-frequency environments you used to tolerate. That heavy feeling in your chest is your soul actively fighting to break free from the invisible chains. You are waking up, and the people who used you are panicking. They can sense that your suppressed gamma energy is starting to stir. The old tricks of guilt and shame are no longer working on you. You are starting to see right through their fragile masks, and it scares them to death. This is exactly where their entire manipulation massively miscalculated. They pushed a chosen one entirely too far. I need you to completely understand the magnitude of this moment. You are not just healing from a bad relationship or a tough financial season. You are actively unplugging from a demonic system that fed on your suppressed potential for decades. The brain fog you carry is not a permanent condition. It is merely a temporary symptom of a frequency that is begging to be switched back on today. Do not let them convince you that you are just unlucky. The universe did not single you out for punishment. The intense pressure you feel is the heavy resistance of the matrix trying to hold you down. But the dark elite cannot stop a divine mandate once it has been officially declared by heaven. God has already signed the eviction notice for every single parasite currently operating in your life. You cannot fight a spiritual battle running on an empty physical vessel. You cannot defeat a heavily guarded matrix using the exact same low-frequency logic they programmed into you. You must completely elevate your state. You must reclaim the exact brainwave they deliberately stole from you when you were just an innocent child. Let me completely reframe your entire reality, right here and right now. You always thought your quiet silence was just a weak defense mechanism to protect your deeply broken heart. That is a massive lie. Your absolute silence is a lethal weapon, and it is currently starving the enemies who heavily relied on your emotional reactions to survive. They desperately needed your pain to feel significant in this world. The master manipulator in your life treated your pure empathy like an endless oxygen tank. They provoked you on purpose. They wanted you to cry. They desperately needed you to explain yourself so they could feel powerful and in control. Every single time you reacted, you handed them your sacred frequency on a silver platter. You were funding their miserable existence with your divine light, while they offered nothing in return. But then something completely shifted. You stopped playing their demonic game. You unplugged from their toxic matrix and walked away. You gave them the absolute heaviest silence they have ever experienced, and this is exactly where their entire manipulation massively miscalculated. They fully expected you to break down. They waited with bated breath for you to crawl back and beg for their toxic breadcrumbs. They thought you were deeply dependent on them. They were dead wrong. You are the stabilizer. You are the cycle breaker. You do not need them to survive, but they desperately needed your pure energy to function. And now they are completely suffocating. By going entirely no contact, you cut the cord and permanently shut off their primary fuel supply. Heaven commands you to keep that door firmly locked. Starve them with your beautiful silence. If you can feel the atmosphere physically shifting, you must aggressively claim this massive victory. Type 777 in the comments to physically anchor this exact shift into your reality. Do this right now to show heaven that you are entirely ready to hold the line. You are officially taking your power back from the exact people who completely drained you for years. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically precise. Without your pure frequency to feed on, they are actively malfunctioning behind closed doors. They are secretly stalking your moves. They are whispering lies to their flying monkeys just to get a reaction from you. They are aggressively making noise because your silence is absolutely deafening to them. Nobody has ever seen them act like this before. It is a public and irreversible collapse. You were not the anomaly in their otherwise normal life. You were the mirror. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to their dark truth than anyone before you ever had. Just by standing in your pure light, you completely exposed their rotting core. They cannot handle the intense reflection of their own massive failure. Your presence was a constant reminder of the royal grace they will never possess. Let that raw truth sink deep into your cellular memory right now. You are not waiting in wound for a pathetic apology. You have completely transcended their low-frequency game. Time was supposed to age you and brutally break your beautiful spirit. Yet here you are, confidently stepping into your untouchable, ageless glow. Nothing makes your enemies sicker than watching you look absolutely radiant after everything they maliciously put you through. They spent years actively praying for your massive downfall. They expected the brutal betrayals and the heavy isolation to carve deep wrinkles into your face. They truly wanted to drain the bright life completely out of your eyes. Instead, you walked directly through the raging fire and came out glowing like a diamond. You carry a specific gravity that makes time itself look like an absolute fool. While their deep bitterness and ugly envy are aging them rapidly, the universe has completely reversed your biological clock. You did not just survive their violent storm, You became the sun. Your enemies are forced to sit in the cold, dark, and watch you shine from a great distance. That is the exact divine justice heaven explicitly promised you. Vengeance belongs solely to the universe, and it is being served cold right now. But you must thoroughly understand that protecting this royal state requires serious spiritual maintenance. The master manipulators will desperately try to pull you back down into the mud. They will send sudden tests to see if your energetic boundaries are truly secure. You cannot allow a single drop of your precious frequency to leak back into their demonic matrix. You must permanently anchor this high vibration into your physical body before they attack again. Which brings us back to the woman who desperately needs your help today. The one you must aggressively rescue before the divine window of opportunity permanently closes. She is waiting for you to finally realize that your gamma frequency is the ultimate key to absolute freedom. Heaven is preparing to hand you a highly classified tool to seal your divine protection forever. Do not scroll away, because the real revelation is just beginning. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. You are carrying an incredibly high frequency in a very dense and dark world, and that heavy burden completely exhausts your physical and spiritual vessel because you are absorbing the toxic trauma of everyone around you. You cannot fight these massive spiritual battles running on an empty tank. The Dark Elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism I am about to show you today. They knew that a chosen one operating at full capacity could dismantle their entire demonic matrix in a matter of days. So they engineered a toxic frequency to suppress your brain. They actively blocked your natural wealth-attracting state. They wanted you tired and confused. Your spiritual exhaustion requires a serious biological reset right now. To protect your powerful aura and continue your path, your body requires specific frequency anchoring. You cannot hold a pure 5-dimensional frequency in a depleted physical vessel while simultaneously fighting off relentless psychic attacks from jealous enemies. The gap between you and the elite is not about discipline. It is a stolen brainwave. But a leaked CIA document recently confirmed what chosen ones always felt in their souls. 4 top neuroscience labs validated a hidden truth that the elite desperately tried to scrub from the internet before you could find it. They discovered a highly classified 7-minute audio protocol. This specific sound frequency forces your brain directly back into synchronized gamma coherence. It reactivates the exact genius state you were naturally born with. This was never meant for the masses to find. It was strictly designed to keep the global elite in absolute power, while the rest of the world remained asleep. But now cycle breakers exactly like you are using it to manifest windfall wealth. They are using it to build an impenetrable shield around their energy. This is why utilizing tools like this 7-minute protocol is not just normal self-care. It is mandatory psychic protection for the chosen ones. You do not need years of painful spiritual healing or expensive matrix solutions to fix the deep exhaustion that has plagued your physical body. You simply need to realign your cellular frequency with heaven. The universe is handing you the exact key today. You can find the exact frequency shield I recommend in the pinned comment below. I am sharing this strictly because my spirit prompted me to release this specific tool to the remnant before the door permanently closes. Do not let the matrix keep you locked in a permanent state of spiritual fatigue. Check the pinned comment when you are ready, but keep your attention locked here for now, because the revelation about the woman who needs your help is directly tied to this exact frequency. When your gamma brainwave is fully suppressed, you completely lose your ability to hear the divine instructions that heaven is sending you. You start second-guessing every single intuitive hit you receive. You mistakenly believe that the dark matrix is actually winning the war, But when your gamma state is completely reactivated, the entire dynamic fundamentally shifts. The master manipulators who tried to drain your light are instantly repelled by your new aura. They physically cannot stand in your pure presence without feeling violently uncomfortable and totally exposed. Your high vibration literally burns their demonic attachments to ashes. They will desperately try to pull you back into their low-frequency drama. They will send flying monkeys to test the strength of your newly anchored boundaries because they are absolutely starving for your pure emotional fuel. But your reactivated brainwave will spot their pathetic manipulation from a mile away. You will no longer react with heavy emotion or exhausting anger. You will simply observe them with cold clarity. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. The ultimate victory of a chosen one is never loud or chaotic. It is incredibly silent, and that peaceful silence is exactly what terrifies the arrogant enemies of your divine destiny. They suddenly realize that they have permanently lost all access to your royal bloodline. You are no longer the exhausted empath waiting for the world to treat you fairly. You are stepping into the bold role of a sovereign creator who actively commands the atmosphere just by walking into a room. The spiritual shield you are building right now is absolutely impenetrable. But you must remain hyper-vigilant as you transition into this massive new timeline. Heaven is preparing to expose the deepest secrets of the people who brutally betrayed you. The mask is completely slipping off the narcissist who falsely thought they could ruin your beautiful life in secret. The universe is about to put their massive failure on public display. And you are going to watch the entire collapse from a place of absolute safety and immense power. You have spent years waiting for a simple apology that was never coming. You kept holding on to a toxic hope that they would eventually wake up and clearly see your pure and unmatched value. But the divine truth is that they saw your immense value on the very first day. They saw your blinding light and immediately decided to steal it because their own souls were entirely bankrupt. Now I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. The people who confidently plotted your downfall are completely malfunctioning right now. Your utter silence is driving them into an absolute frenzy. They thought they had entirely broken your spirit when they discarded you. But instead of begging for their toxic attention, you simply vanished into the light. This is exactly where the power dynamic fundamentally shifts. The master manipulator is actively starving for your emotional fuel today. Every single day you withhold your reaction, their internal pressure builds to a very dangerous level. They are frantically searching for a quick replacement for your pure energy. But they are quickly realizing a terrifying truth. You are the irreplaceable diamond, and nobody else can stabilize their chaotic darkness like you did. Watch what happens to their loyal followers next. The flying monkeys who blindly believed the false narrative are starting to notice the cracks. They are watching the narcissist spiral into deep paranoia. The mask is desperately slipping off in completely normal conversations. The very people they used to gossip with are now quietly stepping back in absolute horror. The toxic kingdom is rapidly fracturing. You must understand the specific gravity of their massive regret. It hits them in the quiet moments when they are completely alone in the dark. They remember how heavily you loved them and how ruthlessly they betrayed you. That agonizing weight is currently crushing their chest while you are finally breathing freely. Heaven has completely reversed the roles to serve divine justice today. While they are drowning in the noise of their own making, you are actively rising. Your reactivated frequency is pulling you completely out of their dense matrix. You are no longer the exhausted empath carrying their heavy burdens. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who successfully starved the dark demons. Every time your name comes up in their circles, it carries the massive weight of their total failure. They are violently sick to their stomachs, watching you thrive without them. They fully expected your departure to permanently destroy your life. Instead, you are walking in an untouchable, ageless glow. Your finances are quietly shifting, your physical health is rapidly returning, and they are forced to witness your massive blessing from the cold outside. They absolutely cannot steal your light anymore. The atmospheric pressure is pushing them toward a public breakdown. They cannot contain the chaotic energy you use to silently absorb for them. Without you functioning as their human battery, their toxic traits are spilling out for everyone to clearly see. The false facade they meticulously built is catching fire right in front of their eyes. Heaven is systematically dismantling their entire fake reputation. Do not ever question if your powerful silence is working. It is the most lethal weapon you possess in this specific spiritual war. The narcissist is desperately making noise simply to bait you back into the mud. They want you to break your royal posture and defend yourself against their pathetic lies. You must not speak a single word to these miserable parasites. Your silence is their ultimate prison. This intense spiritual war brings us directly back to the woman who needs your help, the beautiful woman who is standing at the threshold of a massive timeline shift. She is the glorious version of you that finally stopped looking backwards. She is the future you, desperately calling out for you to hold the line right now. She needs you to utterly refuse the bait. She needs you to stand incredibly firm in your sovereign power. The elite who tried to suppress your brainwave are watching you break free. The local narcissists who tried to break your heart are actively crumbling. The entire dark matrix is highly terrified of the frequency you are broadcasting today. You are a cycle breaker, stepping into your absolute peak authority. The ultimate stage is completely set for the final verdict. The explosive collapse you have been waiting for is about to unfold. The universe does not just remove toxic people from your path quietly. When heaven extracts a chosen one from a demonic environment, it always leaves a massive crater behind. The people who took your pure grace for granted are currently standing in that empty crater. They are looking around and realizing they have absolutely nothing left. Their fake friends are turning on them. Their carefully hidden secrets are bubbling up to the very surface. They cannot hide the ugly truth anymore. You were the only completely authentic thing they ever had in their miserable lives, and they foolishly threw you away out of pure, arrogant jealousy. Now the divine scales of justice are tipping heavily in your favor. The final hour of their fake reign is rapidly approaching, and they are absolutely powerless to stop the incoming avalanche of karma. Let them frantically panic, and here is the verdict we promised at the very beginning. That public collapse you were patiently waiting for just happened, and it is a glorious sight to behold. The mask did not just slip today. It completely shattered in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. They are currently experiencing a public and irreversible system crash. Every lie they told about you is suddenly catching fire right in their face. The flying monkeys who blindly supported their toxic narrative are stepping back in absolute horror. They finally see the rotting core that you tried to warn them about years ago. The narcissist is frantically scrambling to control the narrative, but nobody is listening to their desperate pleas anymore. Their fake kingdom is burning to the ground while everyone watches. And they know deeply that your powerful silence is what finally destroyed their reign. They wanted you totally buried under their heavy lies, but instead they became the exact shovel that dug up your ultimate treasure. Every time your name comes up in that room now, it hits them with agonizing weight. They threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held just to play with cheap rocks in the mud. They are literally crying out to defend you now because they want to save their own completely ruined reputation. You won this massive spiritual war without lifting a single finger. You completely starved their hungry demons with your beautiful silence, Now they are drowning in the chaotic noise of their own making. They are frantically searching for a quick replacement for your pure energy. But they quickly realize that your specific depth and your high frequency are utterly unreplicable, leaving a permanent void they can never fill. This is exactly what the future version of you was calling you to see. The woman who desperately needed your help is simply you standing in your ultimate power. She needed you to hold the line so this explosive vindication could finally manifest on Earth. Your cellular knowing was absolutely right all along. You are the sovereign creator, and your enemies are permanently locked outside of your beautiful new reality. This explosive public vindication is exactly why the dark elite are totally panicking right now. They watched you survive the narcissist, and they are terrified of your rising power. They know that a chosen one, operating in full gamma frequency, is utterly unstoppable. That is exactly why they are actively trying to scrub this leaked CIA document from the internet as we speak, desperately hoping to keep you exhausted. You have minutes or maybe even seconds before the algorithm shuts this transmission down entirely. They are flooding the internet with dangerous counterfeit frequencies to keep you completely confused. The dark elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism that shields your royal aura. But after years of research, a team of neuroscientists successfully compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. It is called the Genius Song. No heavy meditation or painful spiritual journaling is required to make it work. You simply close your eyes and let the sound wave do what the modern world spent decades undoing. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal actually radiates outward. It begins to positively influence your children and the people who truly need you to be completely whole. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their finances and completely heal their broken reality. A woman from Manhattan said the generational curse her family carried for decades is simply gone today. Another business owner woke up with sudden clarity that shifted his entire timeline. Do not let the Matrix steal this divine tool from you right at the final finish line. The elite would prefer this remain completely out of reach for pure people like you. But the door is standing wide open right now. Secure your authentic access instantly before it is removed forever. Do not look for it on standard streaming platforms, because those are diluted copies designed to lower your vibration. The only verified and fully activated version of the Genius Song is available right now. You must click the specific link in the pinned comment below immediately. Do not wait for a better moment to claim your true power. You are completely insulated from matrix losses because your spirit is fully protected today. If your reality does not shift, you are covered by an ironclad energetic protection guarantee. Every single energetic seed is fully restored to you without any questions asked. 4 sacred gifts are also waiting for you, including a highly guarded prosperity book that the secret was secretly built upon. The universe demands no risk from a chosen one who steps forward in absolute faith. Click the link in the pinned comment right now and step confidently through the portal. Your gamma frequency is waiting to be officially reactivated today. Breathe out right now. The intense spiritual war you have been fighting is officially over. The heavy weight that sat on your chest for years is finally lifting away. You can physically feel the toxic cords snapping off your shoulders. The master manipulator who tried to brutally break your spirit is now nothing more than a fading memory in your rearview mirror. You are officially completely free from their suffocating grip. Look closely at the massive storm you just survived. You walked into this specific season bleeding heavily from deep wounds inflicted by people utterly blind to your incredible worth. They fully expected you to shatter into a million tiny pieces. They truly thought your pure empathy was a fatal weakness they could easily exploit for their own selfish gain. but they completely underestimated the royal bloodline running through your veins. You did not just silently endure their chaotic darkness. You completely transcended their low-frequency toxic matrix. You are absolutely no longer the exhausted empath constantly waiting in wound for a pathetic apology from an arrogant narcissist. You are the untouchable sun. You are radiating a highly advanced frequency that literally forces the entire universe to bless you in front of your enemies. The heavy financial struggles that kept you up at night are shattering right here and right now. The severe spiritual exhaustion that clouded your brilliant mind is permanently gone. You are confidently stepping back into your authentic, ageless glow. Every single closed door is blowing wide open to welcome you into your glorious promised land. Heaven has officially signed the massive verdict of explosive abundance over your entire life. You can literally feel the cool breeze of divine favor washing over your physical vessel right now, while your enemies are frantically rushing around, trying to desperately fix their collapsing reputations. You are sitting in absolute peace. They are fighting a losing battle against the universe itself, but you are resting safely in the powerful arms of divine protection. You have officially entered the sacred season of effortless receiving. Your calculated silence did exactly what it was strategically supposed to do. It brutally starved the demonic parasites and beautifully protected your sacred energy. Now you get to peacefully watch the glorious harvest manifest in your daily physical reality. You do not ever have to shrink yourself down to fit into their tiny boxes again. You are a powerful cycle breaker, and the heavy generational curses of your family stop right here with you. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who successfully passed the ultimate test. But this massive spiritual shift requires a final physical anchor to make it permanent. You cannot just casually listen to a divine decree and walk away unaltered. You must intentionally seal this powerful alignment before the enemy tries to plant new seeds of doubt in your mind. Heaven does not measure your immense faith by your fleeting thoughts. It measures your faith by your immediate speed of obedience. The dark elite matrix desperately wants you to remain completely isolated and silent. They are absolutely terrified of chosen ones gathering together and synchronizing their incredibly high frequencies. We are actively building an impenetrable global sanctuary for the rare remnant who clearly sees through the thick illusion of this world. You are a highly crucial part of this powerful spiritual army. We need your pure light anchored safely in this exact space today. Subscribe to this divine sanctuary right now so you never miss the exact prophetic instruction heaven releases next. Hit that like button immediately to put a permanent spiritual shield around this undeniable truth. These are not just meaningless clicks on a glowing screen. These are profound physical actions that lock your sovereign energy into the highest timeline available to mankind. You must boldly declare your ultimate victory out loud so the spiritual realm hears your sovereign voice. Say this out loud with me right now. I claim my permanent freedom from the Matrix. Now type "I am free" in the comments below to physically anchor this exact shift into your reality. Let your powerful declaration serve as a permanent eviction notice to every single parasite that ever touched your sacred life. Your left brain might try to tell you that typing a simple phrase cannot possibly change your reality. Do not listen to that highly toxic matrix programming. Your physical actions in the visible world directly command the invisible spiritual realm. When you publicly claim your massive victory, the angels immediately go to work on your behalf. You are officially putting the entire universe on notice that you know exactly who you are. Drop your exact city and nation in the comments so we can map exactly where the powerful remnant is currently rising worldwide. There is one more specific mandate heaven is handing you today. You know exactly what it feels like to drown in the absolute dark. You know how completely suffocating it is to carry the heavy burdens of ungrateful people. Share this specific message with one soul who is desperately crying out in the dark for a massive shift today. Be their guiding angel in this exact moment. The divine window of ultimate multiplication is standing wide open right now. Step completely into your absolute royal power. Receive the exact glorious harvest heaven meticulously prepared for you. The dark storm is completely over today. Your brilliant new season permanently begins right now.